Panchatantra stories are often introduced to us as children's fables. Parents, teachers, and grandparents use them to instill moral values, narrating tales where animals speak, act, and teach lessons. Yet the richness of these stories is often missed in childhood. As adults, with the burden of responsibilities, office politics, and leadership dilemmas, we suddenly realize how profound these age old stories are. The story of the Tittibha birds and the mighty ocean is one such tale. Beyond its simple surface, it reveals deep truths about courage, arrogance, teamwork, and leadership. In this chapter, we will explore this story in detail, reflect on its relevance in the corporate world, and connect it with real life experiences. Wisdom beyond childhood, the story retold. On the endless coastline, where waves roared and sands stretched infinitely, a pair of small Titiba birds made their home. The female bird, preparing to lay eggs, grew anxious. She turned to her mate. Beloved, this shore seems dangerous. The ocean is vast and powerful. If I lay my eggs here, a wave might carry them away. Let's find a safer place. But the male bird, puffed up with misplaced pride, retorted, Do not fear. Do you think this ocean dares to harm my children? Lay the eggs here. I will protect them. The ocean, overhearing this arrogant declaration, decided to teach the bird a lesson. When the couple flew away in search of food, the waves swept in and carried away their eggs. Upon returning, the female wept while the male bird raged, I will not forgive this insult. I swear I will dry the ocean with my beak, drop by drop, if needed. The determination of the tiny bird moved Garuda, king of birds and divine mount of Lord Vishnu. Impressed by their courage, Garuda confronted the ocean. Return the eggs or face my wrath. Fearful of Garuda's anger, the ocean surrendered, restoring the eggs to the Titiba birds. Moral: never underestimate the weak. With courage, persistence, and the right allies, even the smallest can face the mightiest. Lessons for corporate life. 1. Do not underestimate juniors. In offices, juniors are often treated as inexperienced or incapable, yet their fresh perspectives can lead to breakthroughs. Example: Gmail was born as a side project by a relatively junior engineer at Google. Today it is indispensable. Takeaway: every voice counts. Just as the ocean underestimated the birds, organizations lose when they ignore their youngest voices. 2. The strength of unity. The Titiba birds could not defeat the ocean alone, but with Garuda's intervention, they found strength. Example: during the 2008 financial crisis, companies that encouraged cross functional teamwork survived better than siloed ones. Takeaway: unity multiplies strength. Seek allies and partnerships when challenges seem overwhelming. 3. The dangers of arrogance. The male bird's arrogance nearly cost his family everything. Similarly, corporate arrogance blinds organizations to threats. Example: Kodak dismissed digital photography, assuming film would never die. Arrogance led to downfall. Takeaway: success must be paired with humility. Arrogance blinds, humility sustains. Personal anecdote: facing industry giants. As part of a small consulting firm, we once bid against global giants for a major contract. We were the tiny birds facing the ocean, but united, agile, and determined, we impressed the client and won. That victory proved that size is not destiny, persistence is. Reflections beyond corporate, social parallels. Society often underestimates the poor and marginalized, yet revolutions have repeatedly shown that the powerless can rise when united. Personal parallels. Even in personal life, small actions matter. Saving a little each day, nurturing a tiny habit, or supporting someone quietly can create massive impact later. Leadership insight. Garuda's role is pivotal. True leaders are those who stand with the weak, not just the powerful. In organizations, a manager's role is not merely to command, but to empower. Key takeaways. Never underestimate anyone. Every voice, no matter how small, has value. Unity creates strength. Alone, we are limited. Together, we are limitless. Humility protects, arrogance destroys, overconfidence blinds us to risks. True leadership supports the weak. Be a Garuda, not an indifferent observer. Small actions matter. Every drop counts in drying an ocean. Reflection. Questions. In your workplace, have you ever dismissed someone's idea because they were too junior? How can you avoid that mistake in the future? Who has been a Garuda in your life, someone who stood by you when you felt powerless? Have you ever acted like the ocean, dismissing someone weaker than you? How did that end? In your personal goals, what small daily drops can you commit to that will eventually move mountains? As a leader, how can you ensure you empower your team instead of intimidating them? Closing thought. The ocean laughed at the birds, thinking, "What can they do to me?" But it was the ocean that trembled in the end. In today's corporate world, arrogance, power, and hierarchy may make some feel invincible. But remember, the tiny birds in your team may one day summon a Garuda to challenge your authority. So, whether in life or at work, never underestimate anyone, for in the smallest often lies the seed of the greatest change.